Hello beautiful bookworms, my name is Katarina and welcome to my channel, and today I am going to be doing something that I've never done because it never happened, but it's a very different video from the videos that you're used to see, and that's why we're in a different angle. We're still in the same office, you can see the books all around me, but it's different. So, as you probably know if you've been following me in any of my other social media, I had a short story in English published in Terror in the Trench, which is an anthology of aquatic horror edited by J. Alexander. And I decided that I was going to read my story here for you guys. So first of all, I just wanted to tell you that there are 14 other stories in here that obviously I'm not going to read. It's for different 14 authors. And all of these authors are amazing and brilliant, and I do think that you should pick this up to read their stories. I'm just going to read mine because it means a lot to me, and because I really wanted to share it with you guys that can't get to the book or haven't for some sort of situation been able to get to the book, or you can't read the story for some reason. I wanted to share it with you because it's the first step for me to share more in my YouTube channel about my writing. I started writing fairly early, and my dream was always to be a writer. However, life got in the way, and specifically mental illness got in the way, and some other situations, time constraints, my degree, and because of that, I kind of sort of stopped writing. Also, one of the problems that I had was that I used to write fantasy because it's a genre that I read more of and that I wanted to write about. However, I'm not exactly sure that fantasy is the genre for me. I think that I might one day give it a shot, but when I started writing horror, which is firstly for this submission, I felt like I had something to say. As someone that struggles with generalized anxiety disorder, and as someone that is a psychologist and kind of hears and thinks and observes mental illness every single day, I thought that, and I always thought about that horror is one of the best places to actually portray trauma and deal with it in a somewhat resolution that will take it out of you and allow you to relax a little bit. And that's what I found when I wrote this story. So I wanted to write a story that portrayed my feelings of a panic attack and of generalized anxiety disorder attacks. And so because of that, I transformed it into a feeling of claustrophobic drowning in the ocean. Because I've always said that when I have my specific attacks, I feel like I'm drowning, not because of the lack of breathing, although that helps as well, but because of the fact that everything kind of feels like is submerging me. And so because of that, I compare it a lot with drowning. As someone that swims and loves the ocean, it's kind of an ambivalent sort of feeling like you're drowning and feeling like it's dangerous, but also enjoying swimming in the water. And so because of that, I was extremely excited to participate in this. I submitted my short story not thinking that I was going to get in, and I am so thankful to J. Alexander for actually taking a shot on me. And I'm also thankful to my friend Miguel because he was the one that actually pestered me until I sent something. And so because of that, I wanted to just pick this up, because this is so important to me, because it marks the rebirth of my dream of actually being an author. And I don't know, I wanted to hear what you guys had to say about this, and so I decided to just read it. But I would also tell you that this anthology, all of the profits of the purchases of this in Amazon, you can get this, I believe, in every Amazon for Kindle and also in paperback. All of the profits go to the Shark Trust, and they maintain biodiversity, and they also protect sharks that are endangered. So I think that that's a cause that would be very beautiful if you could contribute to, not just because my story is here, because I get nothing from that unless the feeling amazing of being able to participate in this with so many authors that I've heard about and that I've read and that I want to read. So I think that it will be cool if you could just, get this, read these amazing works, and my not so amazing work, but whatever. but actually support the Shark Trust UK because their work is incredibly important, and I'm really happy to be a part of this charity. But yeah, I'm going to read you my story in a way of just like bringing your attention to this anthology, bringing your attention to the work that these people at Dead Sea Press are doing with their charities that involve the ocean and aquatic biology and marine biology and preservation of species and everything. And so I just wanted to convince you to pick this up and read it. But without further ado, if you don't want... first of all, I would like to say my story does have trigger warnings for mentions of possible domestic unrest, and it does have some descriptions of violence in a way. Not too descriptive, I think, but since it is also a little bit claustrophobic and it has to do with the feeling of being stuck in deep seas, maybe if that's something that bothers you, I would not stay for the rest of the video. So I understand if you go away. If you want to stay and want to read my story with me, I will be very happy. Grab something cozy, and I'm going to start at page 205, which is where my story is. Where is it? It's here. It is called The Last Dive, and as it says, it's by Catarinainesprata, which is me, and I know that this might be a hard name to pronounce for some of you guys because it's a Portuguese name, but yeah, that's me, that's my story, and I'm going to start now. The problem with being left for dead was that it put things into perspective. From the beginning, the dive was reckless. We were too eager, too hasty, thinking ourselves the very best. We trained, studied, and prepared repeatedly for days turned weeks and months. Months turned to years of diving. But as always, we screwed up the ending. And in what I thought would be my final hours, time stretched long enough that it allowed me to see the main problem with this insane attempt. We were stupid. Or rather, Adam was just insane, and I was an idiot for going down with him just because of the fucking buddy rule. Drilled into us from the start, every single trainer we had told us that diving was not a solo sport. The rule was simple. Stick with your buddy. And that meant everything, from sharing the dive plan to cross-checking the equipment, but especially keeping an eye on each other. Which he certainly forgot to do once I told him something was wrong at the 200 meters mark. Just a little left to go to break the Guinness World Record, to fulfill his dream of being amazing and finally stop doing such risky dives. That was why I thought it was worth it, because we could finally stop. But then my lights started to flicker, and I panicked, the water transforming from deep dark blue into nothingness, the only focus of light atoms, and my surroundings closing in. It is strange how you can feel claustrophobic on the open ocean, but in that first flicker of light, a feeble moment, everything that could go wrong came crashing down on me. My throat blocked, my breath quickened, swirling around searching for him, losing oxygen faster. And then it was back. Just like the snap of a finger. I could see in front of me again, and I swam to Adam, signaling that my equipment wasn't right. We had to go up. It would take too long still to ascend, and I couldn't risk it. And that was when I first saw it. The big cold blue light, just some meters below us. And Adam saw it too. He mimicked going down to check and did not wait for my compliance, turning and swimming further away. My light flickered again, and the fear set in. I moved with as much speed as I could, following his light, afraid that if I stood my ground, the darkness would devour me. I could feel it, the crushing strength and impossible darkness, slowly engulfing me, reaching out with dark claws, invisible monsters all around me ready to strike. The silence, once so welcome, was intimidating, and my head turned of its own accord, left to right, right to left, in search of something, anything that could come for me, for us. Following the light, getting to the bottom of what it was, then getting the hell out. This was dangerous. This was reckless. This was not how we were taught at all, and he knew it. Why was he doing this? Why was he going down? What about what he promised? Wasn't this the last time? Damn it! I chastised myself, going further into the deep. I was a diver, not a scared child. All my life I'd been for this. The Mariana, the world record, so that Adam could be happy. And then we'll have done everything together, don't you see? So that we could have a life beyond the deep sea. When we get back, maybe we can embark on another type of adventure, since we did it all already. So that we could be a family. Of course we will be together. You're my diving buddy, right? And you know the rules, babe. You never dive without a diving buddy. So that we could... Come back to bed, Celia. You overthink things way too much. We're happy, aren't we? Stop panicking, stop. You're fine. Adam is right there. Nothing is going to happen to you. Remember the rules, Celia. Keep reading or you will have bigger problems than a flickering light. Lung overexpansion injuries are no joke. I breathed gradually and tried to focus on the shimmering blue light. It was not another diver, that I knew. No matter what type of equipment was used, the same shade of beige light helped identify divers. Could it be a predator? We had studied some creatures, but most of them were harmless for humans. Too small to want a piece of us, or too used to other diets altogether. Still, some of them had nasty teeth, and tearing our suits, or something worse, was not the best idea. I quickened the pace and got to Adam's side. He turned to look at me, but averted his gaze once the blue light stopped. I had to remind myself not to hold my breath in anticipation. Adam moved slowly and surely, but I intercepted him. We couldn't risk touching that thing until we knew more about it. My light flickered again. I kept reading, baited by both Adam's and the blue light. And then, my back to him, I advanced on the light. I was close when it went out, stopping me dead in my tracks because I could feel it again. Something was wrong. We had dived 50 meters more searching for him, and now it was out. Like it had a purpose. Like it had been luring us all along. Oh no. Adam was still where I had left him. I turned to warn him, and that was the moment my light failed. This time, it wasn't just a glitch, but a full minute. I counted the seconds whilst trying to get closer to Adam, to get away from that bad feeling. Everything had felt wrong with this from the beginning, and now my light was off. And then it turned on again. And I saw it. Right in front of me. My scream was muffled by the equipment as I kicked the fins and backed away as fast as I could. Get Adam, get away, do not ascend. You are going too fast. It's a monster. It's a real sea monster. Keep breathing steady. Your oxygen will drop. It's a fucking monster. Run away, swim, do it now. It was faster. I felt its teeth sink, razor sharp and excruciating. A scream that was never heard raging inside my head. My light flickered and I was terrified to see a shape in the darkness, blacker than black, with red and blue lights covering all its body head to tail. A dark parody of a Christmas tree, pulling back, leaving my leg with a swift, silent movement. As the light came back, it had vanished and I could see a problem, spreading into the thick water, almost as dark as the ocean in the deep. Blood. My suit was ripped, and my left leg was a mess of dipped crimson and pain. It still moved when I tried to swim, but the pain reverberated through me in waves, the cold water penetrating my skin, the pressure mounting on the injury, feeling like it could burst. No, 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 no! That was the moment I turned to signal Adam and found he was not there. My first thought, it got him, quickly pushed away when I saw a distant movement upwards, and a light that was further away from me than previously expected. I refocused my eyes through tears of agonizing pain and saw him then. Adam was ascending, as fast as he could without endangering his lungs, leaving me behind. You're overthinking things way too much. We're happy, aren't we? My light went out. In the complete and soundless darkness that enveloped me, my leg throbbing, my thoughts cramming into me, wordless screams and no, 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 the pain and oh no, please no, darkness, somebody, pain, Adam, loneliness, it hurts, someone, please make it stop, light. The light was on again. This dive was a mess since step 1. Only basic steps considered, not a big number of teammates, a risky practice for even riskier dive. And I had accepted it. I hadn't even... My breathing stopped. You must keep breathing steady, Celia. Different breathing rhythms can and will endanger your lungs in the long term. Do you hear me? The equipment. He picked it up. He packed it. Babe, I checked. It's fine. Can we keep going now? He He didn't, Celia. I whimpered, pushing myself up for a short moment. My leg refused to move as it should, but I still had my fins and the rest of the equipment. I could ascend by myself. I would, because where is it? The creature of the depths was nowhere to be seen. And if it had tasted my blood and vanished, then maybe it did not eat human flesh. Maybe it felt attacked. Maybe it went to get others. I forced my leg harder, helping the movement with my arms, the sudden fear overwhelming the senses, making it harder to time my breathing, to focus, to see or hear anything at all, except that stupid little scream. Wait, what? My wrist was screaming, audibly. The dive computer was flashing, oxygen levels wild. At this breathing rate, I wouldn't have enough to ascend. Panic overflowing, trying to calm my thoughts. I'm going to die down here. Nobody will ever find me. I can't make it. I can't. I pushed myself again, gritting my teeth and regulating my breath as my left leg waved below me. My arms were moving the quickest, legs only helping. Dive computer screaming, following a path that could go anywhere, slowly but surely ascending, imagining the sun, a boat, the shore, anything, everything. I could make it. I had to. It was the diver in my soul, and not just because of Adam. I was not afraid. Was not. I could do it. I would be fine. Hell, I can go faster. Better to risk going to the hospital than stay here a moment longer. Why are you breathing like that again? Stop doing that! Be calm, you stupid fucking child! The light went out again and I stopped. 1 minute passed and I kept counting. 2 minutes. 3. My left leg. I couldn't feel it anymore. That wasn't necessarily bad, was it? I mean, it could be the effect of being in the water, or maybe it hadn't been that deep. Maybe everything was just out of control, and why does it feel like there is something in the dark? Why can't I hear anything? Why? Cold blue light. My heart skipped a beat. Below me, a single blue light was shimmering. Waves of terror reached inside my chest and pulled, my legs starting to pulsate, like it was connected to the creature and knew it was coming. The blue light moved, as if searching, starting to approach. It was the last push I needed to gather my resolve and try again, meters flashing up and up, faster than normal. I was not about to survive this and collapse my lungs. No way, no, it was going to work. I just had to breathe. Keep breathing, you got this. The blue light faded as I reached 200 meters and relief settled in. Thoughts of how stupid I had been for not pulling up, how I was scared for nothing. Things were going to work out. This was life at the deep blue, and I just had to focus on the less threatening, beautiful species of the dark and keep swimming as if... Wait, what other beautiful species? Where was the ocean life, apart from what we'd seen those first few dozen meters? As I felt my leg go numb again and duplicated my efforts, realization started to set in, bathing me in cold sweat. I was thankful my light had not gone out again, or I'll be drowning in horror. In fact, now that I tried to focus through the blue light, the ocean didn't look so... Blue light. Cold, blue light. The realization hit me all at once, paralyzing me. It was not my life that I was using as means to reach the surface. That light had turned off a long time ago. Most importantly, my light was not cold blue, and I had been blindly following it, lost in thought, foolish in the face of panic. I knew this light. I thought I had escaped from it. In front of me, there was an entrance to a secluded cave, and I saw another cold blue light shimmering in the darkness, finally understanding. There were no more creatures around because I had steered into their territory. As the light behind me seemed to grow, dread made me turn around. I counted at least 14. 14 blue lights, jointed as one big blue sun shining in the Mariana Deep, glowing like the salvation I would never know, stuck within the gigantic darkness of the ocean. My alarm beeped again, like a piercing scream in the silence, warning of the oxygen slowly evading the tank. As one, the lights turned off, and I could sense them then, surrounding me, their fins in the darkness, their eyes and minds focused as one, my blood a trail they followed in search for more. Carnivore fish from the depths, like a very real B-rated movie. I looked in each direction, blind and at their mercy, spun mindlessly in the water, thinking I could spend all my oxygen, maybe suffocate before they all attacked, maybe take off my regulator and just drown, numbness and water taking me instead of pain and teeth. Something touched me, and I moved away reflexively, whimpering in my mind. Around me, the Christmas red and the cold blue formed together, but my eyes were fixed on an object filled with bite marks, descending into the unknown of the trench, rolling through the current. As the lights caught it, the black spaces where his eyes used to be fixated on mine, and all the bite marks in the world couldn't keep me from noticing who that head belonged to. As they came for me in the darkness, swift lights moving through, ripping into the oxygen tanks, my legs, my arms, face, neck, the regulator failing from my mouth, the creatures destroying every living cell in my body, the water pressure burning my insides. The first and only thing I heard rippling through the trench was a poignant scream of visceral pain. And that was it. So yeah, did you ever want to go diving? Because I for sure don't want to now. So this was my story. Again, I fully recommend that you go get this anthology of horror because it's great. It has some great authors in it. I hope that you guys enjoy the story. Seriously, it means the world that there's something out there and someone out there that wants to read me and wants to hear my words. And so if it's okay with you guys, I will try and explore more of my writing in here in my channel. Obviously, if you guys are not interested in that, it's okay if you don't stay for those videos, or if you just ignore them, or just leave a like and don't watch them. It's fine. But it's something that I would like to explore. Obviously, my main content will always be book reviews, but I'm thinking about becoming a mixed booktube and author tube, maybe. If you have something to say about my story, I know that my English wasn't perfect. I was trying to give the cadence of breathing, hyperventilating, and so some of the words might not be the best, but I hope that you guys enjoyed reading this with me. Of course, I'm not going to read any of the other stories in this anthology because I do feel like you should buy this and support the printer, the Dead Sea Press, and support the Shark Trust and also the authors that are in here. Some of those you should know as indie authors. I'm actually going to read you in the back the authors that are part of this. So we have Laurel Hightower, Kay Hanniffin, Joshua Marcella, Thomas Gloom, Maka Pennington, Nicola Capram, Nikki R. Lee, Spencer Hamilton, Matthew Stevens, Megan Keikel Anderson, Andrew Cole, Catarinainesprata, which is me, Hannah Hulbert, Craig Walwork, and Jack Harding. If you know any of these names or you want to know any of these names, just please pick this up. And thank you so much for hearing me reading my story. So yeah, guys, that's going to be all for today's video. I hope that you enjoy it. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. It means the world to me that you are there and supporting me. So yeah, happy readings to you all. Bye.